Hi, it's James here from Horse Race Ratings, and this is the daily tips video for the 5th of January. Today was a bit frustrating again. I kind of called Parry Colour right in terms that could have been his limit, and it clearly was. I think the trip might not have been too great for him either. And he just obviously got thrown. To be fair, he actually done well to stay on for 5th. Obviously mentioned a couple of other horses in that race as well, so that ran fairly well. And then the second selection also was actually, to be fair, a bit disappointing. So not overly happy with the two runs today. But kind of most disappointed with London Eye, who got extremely well supported. Marco Gianni did have a winner on the card earlier. They obviously set the pace and just kind of didn't see out the trip. So again, a bit disappointed with that, to be fair. I was disappointed with London Eye's winning because it opened up at 13s on the exchanges, was around 9.5, 9.6 when I tipped it up last night, and then went in as far as, I think, under 5s at one point. So it was hugely well supported. So for those of you who laid off your position, obviously, you know, that's great. For those that didn't, I didn't myself either. So I can't, because I tend only to kind of lay off 1.2 sometimes, and if I'm trading, I would actually lay off at a bigger position. So a little bit of a disappointing result from the two selections. Tomorrow, obviously, there's not a great deal of racing. We had some cards called off on the weekend for, I think, tomorrow and also potentially for Wednesday. But I do have two selections. They are both short prices, but they've just got so much going in their favour. It's a bit difficult not to actually have a little bit of a play on them. And hopefully we can just like slowly build back throughout the month just to get back obviously into profit. But look, it's just been a slowish start to the month, but tomorrow I think we can get some of that slow start kind of off and running with a couple of winners. The first one is at Lingfield in the 210. In the 310. I will come on to the 210 at the end of this short podcast. The 310, the selection is Passional. It's Marco Gianni again with Williams as the trainer. Again, all in exceptional form. The horse has been in very, very solid form. It's going for the hat-trick. Marco Gianni is claiming the £5. He claimed the £5 last time. I still think, definitely with this horse, there is enough in the tank. It's a fairly weak race, to be fair. The only other horse I'm a little bit worried about potentially would be Eastern Star at a slightly bigger price. It ran a really decent race last time out, and Eastern Star could be the one I might be slightly overpriced. Eva Kalaki, I think, obviously could also run quite well, especially with Laura Pearson claiming the £7. Although she did have a bit of a strange ride today, where I think she possibly should have won the race that she had a ride on today. But Passional for me has a lot going in his favour across trainer form, jockey form, and across the ratings. It's probably one of the strongest horses that I've seen on the ratings for quite some time. So even money on exchange at the moment. So it's not a big price. I've got it forecasted at around 1.8, 1.83. So I think there is a bit of juice in the price, and it could go off quite a bit shorter because of the trainer and jockey form as well. So Passional in the 310 in what is a fairly weak race, and I'd be disappointed if Passional didn't win that tomorrow. My next selection is in the 8-10 at Wolves, and I'm just going to load up the race card for that now. Again, it's a fairly shortish price, but does also come out very, very strong on the ratings. And that's the Mark Johnston winner with Joe Fanning on board, Ladywood. Johnston started to hit a bit of form again. He had a bit of a quiet patch. He's had a 26% strike rate in the last 7 days. Joe Fanning's on a 50% strike rate in the last 7 days. And as a combination, they're 66% strike rate in the last 7 days. So they're starting to come into a bit more form. That's for certain. And the selection is Ladywood. And I just think, obviously, there's a lot of fillies in this race. There's a couple of colts. I'd like the race with Passional. It's a very, very weak race, and I would be disappointed if Ladywood didn't show a further progression and got this race done. Again, it's going to be a fairly shortish price. Let me just actually double check the price actually for Ladywood. Just bear with me a second while I do this. Because I think actually, to be fair, it's possibly overpriced. So let's go to tomorrow's cards. And then so I'm just doing it on Betfair rather than. So Ladywood's 2.4 and Passional is 2. So again, I've got Ladywood at 2.1. So I still think there's a bit of juice in the price. And as I said, there's a lot going in Ladywood's favour. Just think it's a real strong opportunity for her to get a second win. Again, I'd be a little bit wary of the Williams runner with Danny Tillip on board, Baby Sham, slightly bigger price. That's 8.8 at the moment. So, yeah, look, I think they're two really strong selections tomorrow. I would probably, I wouldn't kind of go banker. So that's my biggest bet. But I would definitely nap Passional and put a 1 point bet on Ladywood, and I wouldn't put anybody off having a small double on both of them. So they would be my two selections tomorrow. The other horse that I wanted to mention was back at Lingfield in the 2:10, and that was Genevieve. Really consistent horse. Again, comes up quite well on the ratings, but I was just a little bit. I don't think there's much between Genevieve and Little Sunflower at all. So it was a very difficult decision not to. And obviously, if it becomes a difficult decision, it tends to say to me, leave that race alone, go on to the next race. But I can see one of those two winning that race, possibly, and then with 20 shares of grey, possibly in just behind. But the racing tomorrow is not of great quality, so I've tried to keep it a bit more simple tomorrow with Passional and Ladywood, and hopefully they can both get the job done. Obviously, don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you are watching. We are building up towards some better racing this weekend. Obviously, there's a wider lockdown now for you guys in England. In Wales, we've already got this anyway. But obviously, the good news is it's not going to impact on racing, which is great news. I don't think none of us would want that to happen at this stage. Obviously, it's just a really, really horrible situation that we're all in. It's becoming very frustrating for a lot of people. But look, I know personally people who are actually working within the hospitals and all the work that they do and the stress that they are under. I've got some very close friends who are working in A&E units, and the situation is really poor. So, look, we just got to have ourselves blessed that the fact that sport we love in horse racing is actually still going on. And fingers crossed, obviously that continues right through to Cheltenham. And then hopefully in the summer, when the vaccine starts to kick in, we can start to get back to some kind of normality, which I don't think is going to happen for a good couple of years, to be honest with you. Speaking to a few ex-consultants that I've worked with who are actually still working within the NHS, they think it's going to be around for quite a while, but obviously we should be able to get back to some kind of normality over the coming year or so. But look, let's just consider ourselves blessed that we have got racing and sport to enjoy, and obviously our family as well. So everybody keep safe and enjoy the racing for tomorrow, and good luck. Let's hope we can get a couple of winners tomorrow.